Everybody, welcome back to another episode of Side DFS Fantasy NFL Picks. I'm Harold Spagaro, 31. Just going to run quickly through the Monday Night Football slate tonight. This game would have been awesome like a couple weeks ago before. Like, we're still waiting. It looks like Christian McCaffrey will play, but we don't have any official word if he's going to be limited or, if he's full strength or what's going on there. And the other side, Justin Jefferson's out for Minnesota. Both teams have not looked good since they've had these injuries. Like, San Francisco lost to Cleveland. I mean, Cleveland's got really good defense, and Minnesota it's just been not the same as they were early in the season with Jefferson in the lineup. So San Francisco is favored here, 44-point total, so should be some scoring. I've seen anywhere from a 6.5 to a 7-point spread for San Francisco's favor. So I think with the uncertainty of McCaffrey, in cash, I'm going to go as Ayuk as my captain because we also Deebo Samuel's out. So he's going to be out for like 2 or 3 weeks with a chip or bone chip or something in his shoulder. Does not sound pleasant. So hopefully he's okay. Hopefully he'll be back, but definitely that means that Ayuk is the number one receiver here. And I think even though Purdy had a horrible game against Cleveland, you can consider him there. And I want to run it back with Hawkinson. Leaves you just a little under 5K, so you're going to have to use probably some of the punt value plays down there in cash or some kickers or things like that. But you can make it. You can still get. I mean, it's hard to get if CMC is in. Play him as captain. It's just in cash. It just like we'll talk about that in the GPP build, but it's a little bit easier to get like Mitchell in or Mason if we have a idea who's going to start and who's going to be the one that's going to get most of I think Mason gets most of the carries and Mitchell will probably get most of the catches and still be like the third down back. We'll see how that rolls out. But again, you're going to have to make some choices. You can get Kittle in there. I think that's a great option to pair with like double stack with Purdy and then, put in some cheap guys to make it work out. For GPP, pretty much going to look at San Francisco running back, whoever, if McCaffrey's in, if he looks okay, we go with that. Pair him with the San Francisco D because without Jefferson, the Minnesota offense is like a little bit anemic here. They're supposed to score less than 20 points. So San Francisco D can definitely. Cousins throws interceptions. We see him throw pick sixes, 99-yard pick sixes before, and then get dump truck trying to make the tackle to stop the touchdown. So, and I think you can run it back with Hawkinson or whoever else you want to, Addison, Osborne. You just run some kind of wide receiver. I'd run it back here. So San Francisco D will be trailing, so they might not be scoring points, but the catches might start adding up at that point. And then contrarian, I think, that's where you go Cousins, Addison, Osborne, and let's run it back with Jennings, because Jennings should be the wide receiver too with Ayuk with Samuel out. So cash fill-ins, like I said, Moody's good kicker, CMC or Mitchell, Kittle or Madison. He's even with Cam Akers there, he still is the lead running back and is still getting the majority of the carries. And Cam Akers hasn't eaten in enough to be too concerning. So, I mean, CJ Ham's there, but I don't think he's really a factor. And Juszczyk from San Francisco is a great fullback, probably one of the best in the game, but he's not like Mug All style. Like, he might get a goal line carry and a score every so often, but he's not one that's going to like eat into the production of the other running backs, even if McCaffrey's out. So GPPs, I think both these are in play here. Definitely would favor San Francisco or Minnesota. Minnesota would definitely be further on down the list because I think San Francisco is going to put up some points here. Joseph, the kicker, I don't like him as much in cash, even though he's cheaper than Moody. He might have to go there, but if they're going to be dogs and they're not going to be able to score that much, then and they might need touchdowns or field goals, but it's definitely kickers are in play. Mason, again, I like Mitchell with his pass catching, but Mason, if he's definitely going to be the leader there, and then Akers is always one that you can throw a dart at relatively cheap. I think he's like 1,900 or something, 1,800. So probably should be in the punt section, but I think he's more in the GPP section for me. For the cheap build, I want McLeod as my captain. He or Bell should be the number 3 wide receiver there. And I'm going with, even though I spelled it wrong, I'm going with McLeod. I love how like this Google sheet sometimes autocorrects things on me. And then you can play both quarterbacks there. You have plenty of salary left to pretty much put whoever you want in the lineup. But Powell's definitely the number 3 for Minnesota, so he's one that you can work in at a relatively cheap price of $2,800. McLeod's $2,200. Bell is $1,000, and then Oliver is like the backup tight end to Hawkinson, and chance that he might like snag or poach a touchdown or something like that. So he's like $200, so he's like a free square, but he might get a 0. But sometimes the showdowns, taking a $200 player for a 0, as long as it's not in your captain spot and everybody else goes off and you get the nuts or the rest of the lineup, then that can just push you over the top. So I don't think there's really anybody else. N'Keal Hardy is on the Vikings too as a wide receiver, but I just really don't see him having a much of an impact on the game, and I don't really like any of the other like backup tight ends for San Francisco or the Vikings. So that's pretty much what we got for you. So if you have questions, put them in chat below. Hit me up at MegaRower31 on Twitter/X. Make sure you check out all our videos. McKinley's doing hockey ones. NBA's coming up. I'm not sure we're going to do that or not, but check our Twitter because we'll have some information on our package for that for this season. And as always, if these videos help us back by liking, subscribe to our channel, and share with your friends. So good luck in your contests, and we'll see you next time.